primary facade of 403 Jasmine Way, built in 1925, Clearwater, Florida. Harbor Oaks, on the national.
Now this is where Bill and Julia used to spend a lot of time. Of course, it didn't always look like this. Julie went a little crazy after Dad died and redecorated, but it used to have the sofa in the middle of the room, and that way you could sit right in front of the fireplace. And Dad used to sit over here with his chair, smoking his pipe with his hand in his lap, and Julie would sit over there in her chair, and Dad would be drinking scotch, and Julie would be sewing. And then after dinner, Dad would be drinking scotch, and Julia, after about an hour, would be like this. And Dad would say, "Julia!" And Julia would go, and wake up. So those are my memories of this room. We used to, of course, put our stockings up here and have fires and Christmases here. This used to be Mom and Dad's television room. They had the big television out here. And this was the kids' television porch. We used to have a little TV out here, and we'd come out 7 o'clock on a Saturday morning to watch Tarzan. It got cold out here, and there was a little heater down here. And then ever redid it all. And this is the piano in Halsgate.
To the left of the foyer, we have the formal dining room. Its windows face both east and north. The chandelier is not original. Julia picked it out about a year ago. Directly off the dining room is the butler's pantry, which then leads into the kitchen at the back end of the house. The butler's pantry also opens into the back porch. Kitchen has a marvelous view of the closed courtyard. back through the pantry into the dining room. The kitchen window that faces east. Off the kitchen is a pantry and an entrance for food deliveries and what have you. And then of course the breakfast room with its windows also facing the east.
Better known as the schoolroom.
Yes. Which again continues. This is the stair hall, which opens into 3 bedrooms, a loggia, and a sewing room. The loggia looks down on the courtyard and across to the servants' quarters or carriage house. This is Julia's bedroom, but I do understand that it was in the past Liza's.
Yeah, when I lived here, I had it painted purple and green and blue. She changed it a little.
All of the bedrooms have a bath in the classic Art Deco style. This is the sewing room where Julia makes pillows and curtains.
It used to be Hell's bedroom.
Really?
House figure.
This is the master bedroom. The back door that you see in the picture now opens onto a sleeping porch. And that door opens onto the loggia. And again, there is a full bath. From the out. This room opens out into the loggia. At the back end of the loggia is a sleeping porch. And of course, the wood door you see in front of us is an elevator to the lower porch.
There used to be sticky stuff on the railing to keep the pigeons from landing on it, but after many years of getting their feet stuck, they finally learned not to stand there.
This is the 3rd bedroom in the house. It was the boys, I believe, when they were children.
Yeah, Teddy and Billy.
And again, there's another bathroom in it.
Billy and Teddy were known as the big boys, and Al and Liza were the babies.
Even though they were the older ones. This room has 3 exposures, one to the east, one to the west, and one to the south. Hal Tench, at least probably 10 to 15 years ago, one day it did fall on this poor man and almost kill him while he was gardening. Thank you, Hal. You'll note the stone on the wall to the right. It is the original altar stone of St. Cecilia's Catholic Church. Again, this poor cameraman was working for the church at the time and removed the original altar. And the ignorant pastor of the church told me to throw the altar stones away. I put the altar stone in the car and brought it to Julia Tench, knowing her fondness for Father Colrivi as well as for eccentric pieces of artwork. She had it framed in the wrought iron and then mounted on the wall in his honor. And there we have Liza again coming in from the garage. Liza's entering the house from what Julia calls the back porch. The squeak that you hear has been left in the door for years. It's kind of an alarm.
This used to be the summer porch. Well, actually, it was more like fall and spring. When the weather was nice, Dad and Julia would sit out here, and Dad would have his scotch, and Julia would be sewing. And occasionally kids would come in and out.
Here we have a piece of artwork, better known as Louise. Many nights I'd come home in the evening and I'd see Louise through a lit window or doorway, and I'd think that Julia had fallen asleep in a chair. Of course, then I'd begun to realize that it wasn't Julia at all, but the artwork itself. We are, of course, here in the stair hall or foyer of the household.